Saturday for your team. Your 6 game winning streak snapped by Rhode Island 45-13. As you've gone back and analyzed the game, just give me your impressions on what happened.
Yeah, I thought, really we got off to a slow start and Rhode Island really just credit to them. I mean, they're a heck of a team and really a complete team. Thought they played with a ton of confidence. Thought they played really a complete game in all three phases. I felt like we had some opportunities, blocked a punt, but aligned off sides. So couldn't capitalize there. On our punt unit, the ball got put on the ground. We didn't get it there. Um, but at the end of the day, just came back to, some of the things that we've been able to do, we weren't able to do. We weren't able to run the football, and we weren't able to stop the run. And that's been something that we've been doing really well. And again, just got to be better in those situations and got to be better within that game. Like how our guys kept playing and finished in the end, but obviously can't make those mistakes and can't not execute versus the top team in the conference and a top 10 team in the country.
Question for you this morning from Larry. Good morning, Larry.
Morning, Rob. How you doing? Hey, listen, Rob, thanks for everything all the year. I know I can only imagine how much work you have to put into to get all these 14 teams, and I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks, Larry.
Jordan, this is really the first meaningful November game your guys have played. How much did that play into it? Was there some stage fright or not having been, in this type of situation like URI has been in? How much did that play into it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know, I think it could play into that stuff, but I know we've really been ahead of those things as a team. Really just talking to them like, we shouldn't feel any sort of way towards the game. I mean, we were down 0-4 to start the season. So you want to talk about like you're back against the wall. I mean, we certainly were in that position, so shouldn't approach it any differently. But I think it was a good learning experience for us that we need to treat every game the same. Um, I think that was the message from us as a staff and message from our leaders. But certainly things start to creep in from the outside, and we're learning how to handle some success of winning a few games and winning 6 games in a row. How do we handle that? So I think we're going to learn from it and get better. But certainly got to be better in these meaningful games in November.
Jordan, you touched on in your comments about running the ball on offense and stopping the run. And those are two areas you guys have been as good as anybody in the conference all year long. Certainly during this winning streak. What was the difference on Saturday? Why were you unable to get the run? And what did Rhode Island do on their offense that in their run game to cause you problems?
I mean, yeah, just Littleton. I thought he was, just the size, speed, athleticism. We really had trouble with him, getting him on the ground. I thought, Rhode Island was able to be really efficient on first, second down. So like getting themselves into a lot of second and shorts, second and mediums. So again, just like we were never really putting them behind, within the down series, and then offensively, vice versa. I think it got to a point within the game, we really couldn't stick to the run. And, just some of those things just start to snowball in terms of us having to turn it into a one-dimensional game where we got to pass the ball. We got to do things because the time is working against the time now. So, but got to be better, got to show up in those and play to who we are. Want to see us do that. I thought we were really physical in the second half. But got to be that way the whole game, especially like I said. I mean, you're not going to win versus a team that is kind of rolling like Rhode Island is and playing with a ton of confidence and um, has been in those games over the past 4 years more than we have. And so again, I just look at it as like a learning experience, and we got to continue to bounce back and got a great opponent this weekend to get our focus.
One more just on the game. Actually, before we do that, Travis, go ahead. Yeah, question from Travis.
Yeah, hang on. It's my audio here. Sorry.
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah, gotcha.
Hey, Jordan. Yeah, my bad. You kind of reference this, but you're calling a learning experience. Obviously you have one more, to go here, but in terms of seeing where their level is to where maybe your level is? Do you think that's a positive heading into a long off season, getting prepared, for being a top CAA team that's where you guys need to get to where they're at and they've been?
Yeah, I think I certainly recognize their Rhode Island's size, speed, strength that they have. I think Coach Fleming's done a terrific job there of building a culture. And that's certainly what we're trying to do here is continue to build our culture here. I think we've taken some huge steps forward in having the right guys here. Want to continue to build some continuity here. That's number one. I mean, you look at their team; they've been able to keep players there. That's going to be a big key. I'm not looking there now, but when it gets to that point, got to keep some players here. And that's a big part of success is having continuity. And if not, then we've got to continue to elevate our level of play and our level of personnel as well to be able to compete at the top of the conference.
Thank you.
Thanks, Travis.
Jordan, offensively, Scott Woods, another big day, 114 yards. He had the 40-yard TD catch that got you back within 7 early, and he's also had a huge impact for you this year in special teams. Just talk about the year that he's had and the way he's become sort of a game-breaking guy, both on offense and special teams.
Yeah, Scotty has been terrific all year. I mean, just his ability as a punt returner he's been one of the best I've been around. He's dynamic, he's aggressive, he's smart with the football, and then his ability to get open and make tough catches and really use his quickness to his strengths. I mean, he's been terrific. I mean, and you kind of hit it, but he had 2 big catches in the game, back-to-back plays and then the second one was for a touchdown. But he finds a way to get open, and then really competes hard at the ball. So. He's definitely got some energy. He's got some juice. He brings juice to the offense, and someone that we know can go get the ball and make plays and extend the play as well. And I think that's what we've really had, and that we've had the second half of the season is like the run after the catch, and he's been a big part of that.
Obviously, a big one to finish up as always on Saturday. Your rival, New Hampshire, a team that's playing awful well right now. As you've started to prepare for them, what are the challenges they must present for you?
Yeah, I think New Hampshire, I mean, obviously they've won 4 games in a row here. I think they're playing their best football, as they do. Coach Santos does a terrific job. And, all the best teams at the top of the conference are continuing to get better towards as the year goes and finding ways to continue to get better, and keeping focus within your team. And they're certainly doing that. And we recognize that. Just their offensive efficiency, even seeing how efficient they were last week against Bryant, was really impressive. Veza, I know, is an outstanding quarterback and someone that we're going to need to do a great job with and have a great understanding of him. And they're really just it's a typical New Hampshire team that's tough, physical, smart, plays great special teams, play great defense, creative on offense, find ways to move the ball down the field. So got to play disciplined game. That's always a part of this game is the ability to execute, the ability to stay in the right mind frame within the game and be able to come out and do your job really. And can't get caught up too much in what's around it, but got to focus in on executing. So big challenge ahead, and we're excited about this year's Musket game.
Yeah, I was going to ask you just the Bryce Cal Musket obviously is a big deal to both programs. What makes the rivalry so good, and the fact that you and Rick have both not only coached in this game but played in this game, does that keep the rivalry going and make it even more special?
I think it always helps when you have graduates from each school as as the sitting head coaches. I think that's a really unique place to be and to be in the game. I think that we're obviously both schools are fortunate to have a rivalry game at the end of the season. I always think of that like this program is special because we have a rivalry game that we can play for every year. So obviously throw the records out. It's about coming out and be able to focus in on executing and win the game. I mean, obviously it's a program goal for us to win this game, and as I know it is for New Hampshire. So it means a lot to both of us, and just looking for a really great day on Saturday of our guys going out and competing.
All right, Jordan. Thanks as always for your time.